Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's Claritysoft training webinar. Today is Tuesday, October 29th, 2019, and I'm Susan Arnold, Implementation Specialist there at Claritysoft. This week's topic is a brand new topic that we have not done before. It's talking about the document mail merge functionality that we have in Claritysoft. It's relatively new, and probably a lot of you have not yet discovered it, which is why you're here in the webinar to find out all about it. So what we're going to cover, basically this capability in Claritysoft gives you a rich text editor, which is very similar to Microsoft Word in functionality. And with that rich text editor, you can pull merge fields from your module into the document that you're creating. So if you are in contacts, any of the fields that you have in a contact record can be pulled into a document and have a merge document created that you could print one of them, or not print, but email or print, and send them to one person or send the document to multiple people. So, and if you're in sales and you wanted to create a sales agreement type thing, then as long as you have the custom fields in the sales record, then those fields can be pulled into the document. So what we're going to do today is we're going to create two documents. We're going to create one in the contacts module that's just a little promotional type of document to send out. And then we're going to create a very, very simple sale agreement in the sales module. But these documents can be created in leads, accounts, contacts, opportunities, quotations, and sales. The only one where you cannot email from the module is accounts. You can download the document and send it, save it as a PDF and send it, but all the rest will do it automatically for you and you can email it. So we'll be looking at that. And then, when to use these. Any kind of document you need to create could be some sort of a intake form, could be an agreement, a contract, maybe a proposal type of form. I think once you see how this works, you'll start to get a lot of good ideas for it. It's similar to what we have in email templates, but the email templates are limited in that you can't pull in you can't pull in all the custom fields. You can only pull in certain merge fields into an email template. So this one gives you a lot more capability in that you have access to all of the standard fields plus the custom fields in the module that you're in, okay? So we'll be walking through all the steps and let's get started. To get to the document builder, let's say, you need to open a record in whatever module you're going to. So I'm just going to randomly open, this record here. And my database has gone off into La La Land. There it is. Okay. And up here at the top, where you see all these shortcut buttons, you will see this document, this new document button. Now, again, like some of the other functionality and features in Claritysoft, you may or may not see this, okay? If you don't see this, then you can talk with your account rep and find out, how to go about getting it in your database. But if you see this here, what you want to do is click on the new document button, and it will open a window asking you, well, what do you want to do? Create a new document or create a new template? And then down here, you will see your saved templates, okay? And so what I want to do, I want to create a template to start with, because my template will then be used to base my personal, or individual documents on. So I'm going to create a new template, and it asks you to give it a name. So I'm going to call this coffee special sale. And after I click create, it will open the rich text editor, which when you look at this and look at the toolbars up here and the menus, it looks very, very similar to Microsoft Word. And it is in a lot of respects. There will be certain things that you can do in Word that you can't do in here, so you may bump into a few little walls, but that's okay. It still does an awful lot for you, and you have all the different tabs up here for doing page numbers and things like that. So most of what you need to do is here. I played around with it quite a bit to see how far I could push it. So that's what I've been practicing with. All right, so what I want to do is I want to create a template, and I want to create it. It's going to be a little promotional, and I want to be able to, it's going to be a bit like a letter, but it's going to have some graphics in it. And I'm also going to insert a table and format a table. So I'm trying to give you a smattering of all the capabilities that you can do. So I'm going to insert a picture first in here. So I'm going to come up here and I can go to inline picture. And it gives you the ability to go out to the web and search for something or go to your computer and browse. So similar to how you would do this in Word, you go find it, and I want this picture. And so there is my graphic. And again, once the graphic is in here, I can resize it. I also can right click on it and set the wrap text. So this again is very much the same, or is the same as what Word does. So I'm going to make this square, which sends it over there, which is fine. And then I'm going to type in the street address for this coffee company. Okay. And what I want to do with this then, I'm going to send this over to the right-hand side. I may be doing this in a little bit squirrely way, but, and then I'm going to pull this over here, which shoves that over to the side. Okay, so I could work with this a little bit to get it a little more perfect, but this is good enough for now. Okay, and then, so I've inserted a graphic, I've put some text in, I've done the wrapping for the graphic, and then I want to start my text here, and I'm typing hello, and then I'm going to go to the Mail Merge tab, and this is where I can find my merge fields. And I click on this, and notice that I not only have the standard Claritysoft fields, but I have any custom fields that I have placed into my module. This is where this goes beyond the email templates. The email templates basically only give you certain fields to pull in. So this is much more sophisticated in what you can do. So what you do, just like in Word, you click on the field that you want, you click insert, and the window stays open because you can click on another field and insert multiple fields at the same time. So you just click close, and you can see that your field is there. And then you get to put up with my terrible typing. So I can type my text just like you would in a normal document that you're doing. And it has a spell checker, as you see. So that's good. All right. Okay, I'll stop there. And the next thing I want to do here is I want to insert a table that has the coffees that I have on sale. Now, one of the things too, this is just something that I'm kind of a nervous person when it comes to typing documents and not saving them periodically. So what you could do is you can come up here to the File tab and you will see a Save button. You only need to click Save, not Save As, because remember on the way in, you gave it a name. So it already has the name. And what's interesting is this Save button will only be highlighted if you have actually typed something to make a change. Once you save it, notice it's grayed out and it will stay grayed out, and that kind of indicates to you, well, you didn't make any changes, so there's no point in saving it right now. Okay, so that's kind of an interesting thing to pay attention to. So now I want to insert a table, and just like in Word, this is under the Insert menu or tab, and you go to the table, and it works the same way where it gives you the little grid, and you can choose how many columns you want and how many rows you want. Actually, I want 4. Well, I'm going to do 3. And when you click it, you get your table. All right. So then you can type in what I'm trying to do here is create a little columnar type of display of my pricing and my products. I mean, you could do it other ways, but this seems to work the best. And then I want, and then I can put in this one. Oops. Copy this. Put this one down here as well. And then this one. These are just random things I made up, so hopefully you're getting some ideas while you're watching this of how you can use this for yourself. And then this one is and again, as in a Word table, you can adjust these column widths by getting on the border and pushing it over. So if you changed your font and made it bigger, you can move things over so it fits in the columns. So it works the same way. Now also in here, I put my 3 coffees, but I didn't really designate, you know, this is this price and this is this, and I want to bring out that this is the special price over here, and I don't have a column up here or a row up here, so I can click in this row, right click, and I can do an insert, and then I can say insert above. So this is exactly the same as in Word. And it puts a row up here for me that I can then type in current price and special sale, whatever I want. And then again, I can go forward and start to format it. So what I want to do here is, first of all, I'm going to finish typing some text here, and then I'll come back and format the table more. So again, I want to say your colleagues at, and I want to pull the company name in. So I can go to Mail Merge, insert merge field, and I want to pull in the account core name. Now somebody's going to ask me, what's the difference between account core name and account name? In Claritysoft, you know that with the account, you have the site field that you can use, and some of you may have used that. So if you've used the site field somewhere in your database, the account name will pull both the company name and what's in the site field in. The core name will pull in only the core account name. So that's the one that I want here. And then I can continue typing. Now, what did I do? Did I get in strike? Oh, no. Okay. My mother told me when I was in high school, you should take typing, and I did not listen. Okay, I'm going to stop there, and I know I have a mistake here. Okay, and then I can say, did that again. Okay, and at the bottom here, I want to insert another graphic. So I'm going to go back to Insert and Inline Picture, and then Browse. And I want this one. And then what I'm going to do is do the wrapping again. Square, and then to make sure that it stays in the center, I'm going to center justify it, and then I can make it a little bit bigger if I want. So you can see that you can put graphics in and set them. Then I can begin to format. Now if I go back over here, see my save button is active again because I made changes. So I'm clicking on that to save. So if I mess something up, I can go back to where I was. And then I can begin to format my text. So if I wanted to format, actually basically I could just copy all the way down through here or select all the way down. And then you go back to the home, and then you have your different fonts that you can choose. Just pick one at the top of the list. And if you want to make it 12 point, so that's there. And then my table now, what I want to do is format my table. And this works pretty much the same. So if you click in the table, just like in Word, you get a little box up here in the upper left to select the whole table. And then once you've done that, up here, you get two different tabs, a layout tab that gives you different things, you know, where you can merge cells together, do different things here, align your cells. Again, very much like Word. and then a design tab where you can choose a preset design, and then you can add borders and shading here. So what I want to do is I first of all want to turn off the borders, and then I want to add borders. And what I want to do is an inside horizontal border. So it does going across, and then I also want to add a bottom border, because notice my bottom one does not have a border. So I'm going to do two things here. And now when I click away from it, I have that. And then I could continue, you know, if I want to center the text in the cell here. And I want to center this. Actually, I want to center, I should be able to select down through here, and then I can center all of it. And I can do the same thing here. And then if I want to bold it, my bold is here. And if you do know keystrokes in Microsoft Word, like Control B is bold, it does work in here as well. And then your font color is here. And you can go out to a custom color and pick it. So you have all of that. If I want it, I don't know. Good enough. So I have that, maybe not bright enough, but you get the picture of how you do it. So I'm going to go save my template. And the next step then is, all right, we've got the template. Now, what do we do with it? So once I save it, then I can click this little X to exit the template design. And if I want to create a document for the person whose record I'm in, that's fine, or I can go to any other contact at this point. It's saved kind of universally, even though I started with one person. So I can come back here to new template, new document button, and then I click on my template. And then it asks me, what do you want to do? Create a new document, edit the template, or delete the template? Well, I want to create a new document based upon the template that I just designed. So I click on that, and then I give it a name. So I'm like LTO. Something like that, whatever, again, to identify it. Again, if you were creating something like a proposal or a contract, you'd want to give it a name that's specific. And then you click Create. So now my template will display, but notice it's pulling in the contact person's name here, and it's pulling in the company name here, the two fields that I pulled in. So I now have this. If I wanted to add additional text to this, I could click in here and I could type. If I needed to do something special for Susan, you know, or whatever, I can edit this template because it's now specific to this one contact person. So once I do that, again, if I come up to my file, I'll click Save, and I now have the template saved, or the document saved. And when I click Exit, I return back to the record, and underneath this Documents tab, you will now see the document that you just created. And then at this point, I can click on the Row Action button and say Email the contact. And it'll pull up an email already addressed to the contact person. And then I could put in here, you know, coffee and then type, you know, hello. And at this point here, I can also insert my field. So I would have the first name, and then I say, you know, you would type something much more creative. Okay, but you can type whatever you want here in the email, and it's attached here as a PDF already, and then you simply click send, and off it goes. So that's a way to create a template for a specific purpose and then send it to a person, okay? And so you've got it. The document will be listed under here so that you can open it at any time to review it. And anytime you send a new document to this person, it will show under that Documents tab. So that's how you do that. Now, let's say, since that is a promotional, well, the next step is, how do I send it to more than one person? All right, so if I want to send it to multiple people, first of all, I'm going to filter for the list of people that I wanted. And yeah, ahead of time, I have created in my communications custom field, something for new product info. And I saved a view. So I've selected that. This is my new product info list of people. And notice they're all to me because of my various email addresses here. So it's going to go to the same person basically. So once I've selected the people, filtered for the list of people that I want to send to, I can simply come over here and click in the checkboxes to select them all. And then I go to List Actions. And under List Actions, it says Create Documents. And you're going to do it for all the selected records. And then notice now it brings up my templates. So I can click on my coffee special template, and I can either print them to send them via regular mail, or I can email them. And just like any other mail that you're doing to multiple people, it pops up with the window. You have all the people that you've selected with their addresses over here, and then you simply type your email. And again, you can do the hello, and you have your insert fields here so that you can have it individually addressed. And then, you know, coffee specials. And once again, this is attached down here as a PDF. So you would do, you know, type your email that you want, and then you click send. And each one of those people will receive the email with that file attached. And they should be coming in over here at some point. Okay, so that's sending to one, sending to many. Now, the other one I talked about was doing it from the sales module, creating maybe an agreement type of thing, contract, whatever makes sense to you. And so what, in this little database, I have some custom fields for, let me open a record here. Let's see here. Just open one of these. And I've got some custom fields in here about a service contract date and a start date for it, an expiration date for it, and a renewal rate. Again, in your own database, you would have different things like this. So if you're trying to pull something together like a contract or a service agreement or something like that, you would want to have the fields in your module that you would need to pull into the document, okay? So the first step would be to decide upon those fields and then create them, and then you might have to go back and add some information to existing records perhaps. But as you move forward, you would fill in the information when you complete a sale. This can be in quotes, it can be in opportunities, again, it can be in any of the modules, and you can email from any of the modules. So you can see here I have the new document button up here, and I can create a new template. And then I could say, I'm just going to call it new service. And you walk through the same steps. So I'm just going to type in service. And you just go through the same steps that you did. Now, what I'm going to do to make this faster, so you don't have to sit here and watch me struggle typing, I'm going to go back. And I have one already set up. So I'll turn on edit this template. So then you can see it's opening it up with the name, and then you edit the template. So once you've saved a template, if you want to edit the template, you can do that and come back in. And then you can make changes to it and resave it. So all I did in here was basically, this is an agreement between Acme Company and the account. I pulled in the account name, and then I pulled, it's for repair, replacement of equipment installed on the account name premises at, I pulled in the address, the city, state, and the zip. So just to give you an idea how you can pull the fields in anywhere in your text within the document. And then this, I did another table where I basically had this in a table, and I just have the top border there, and I have a second table here. So that's how I accomplished that. Now up here, I did want, when you're doing the text and you're trying to find the shading for the text like you can do in Word, borders and shading, it's not very obvious here, but it's this button right here, which is change the background behind the selected paragraph button, okay? So you simply click here, and then you can pick a color. So if I wanted to make this orange, I could do that. So you're a little bit limited in the borders within the text, but if you put the text in a table row, then you have the table design functions available to you. So as you work with this, you'll figure things out. But yeah, I just wanted you to know about this button here because it's not very obvious exactly what it is, and it's just a way to put a color, a shading color behind the text to highlight it as a title type text. So you can see here that this one is all done and ready to go. And if I come back over here to File and save it, since I changed the color, and then exit, I can do exactly what I did before in that I can go out of here and, excuse me. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I did that wrong. I'll go back to, it doesn't, oh, I'll go back to this one here. Forgot to click my button. So I'll click on my button and I want to create a new document based on this template. And then this would be the service agreement for Moonstone Boutique. Again, I want to give it a unique name because this is specific to them, and it will pull in all their information. So the Moonstone Boutique is there, it's here, the address is here, and then the dates of the contract starting, when the contract ends, and then what the renewal amount will be. And you can send that to them. And so if I say I didn't do anything here other than preview it, so notice I don't have to save it unless I type something that's already saved. And then I can just click exit. And when I go back, then under documents, there is my agreement. Again, email the contact, pulls up the email, the document is attached, and you go ahead and type your email and send it. So that's how you do that. Hopefully this has helped you learn how to use this document mail merge. I think it has a lot of capabilities. And let me go back to here. And I don't see any questions. So hopefully you learned some things today and you've got some ideas of what you can do. If you need any help with this, you can call our support team at 888-838-7487 extension 2, or email them at support@claritysoft.com. And then future topics, info@claritysoft.com, and we'll be happy to bring in some new ideas into our webinars each week. So go have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you for attending.